I got the idea for my fellowship panel from a book of poetry and prose written by my uncle, who is a lifelong poet, and I've always loved his work. I've always really admired it and connected with it emotionally. So I was illustrating various pieces of poetry and prose within the book. I was reading his words and taking inspiration from the pictures that those words conjured up in my head. It was a very emotional connection. So I think a lot of the images came out quite abstract because they were primarily based on words rather than what I was seeing before me. I created the images by reading an individual poem, for example, and then thinking what were the images that that poem produced in my mind first and foremost. So some of them were quite obvious interpretations, such as the one that includes the moon, the barbed wire, and this frozen puddle, because that's what he was writing about. So I photographed those different elements and then incorporated them together in the image. And I use Photoshop and then lots of layers within Photoshop. So that was the three images themselves and then various textures as well. So lots of layers going on, and then I use different blend modes and layer masks to composite them all together and select the parts of each image that I want in the final composite. I would say to anybody who is thinking about submitting work for a fellowship, the key thing that I could recommend is having that idea. And I think it's so important that it's an idea that you feel deeply about, whatever it might be, something you are really passionate about, something you connect with emotionally, because I think if those elements are there, that passion and that connection and that feeling will inevitably come through in your work. I think my journey through the distinctions has meant so much to me. It's been fun. So what does it mean to me to be a fellow of the Royal Photographic Society? It's such a great honour. It really is. Sorry. My photography has just improved exponentially, and now I can call myself a fellow of the Royal Photographic Society, and it's just the best thing ever.